Welcome to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano. Let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And we have a Pulse premiere this weekend, and we are super, super excited because it is of the magician variety, let's just say. Oh, look at that. He's got the spirit fingers going, too. We got Mikey V of at I Do Magic. I always forget the at.
Yeah.
I'm not one of these grammars. I'm a young man.
Right,
I'm not that
exactly.
young,
Yeah,
Mikey.
yeah.
Mikey, how are you today, brother?
I'm good, man. How's it going?
I'm doing fantastic.
Happy to be here in Hoboken.
Hometown?
Yeah,
Talk to
hometown.
me. Born and raised here, correct?
Born and raised on 13th and Washington. Went to Hoboken High School. Yeah, the whole thing.
Oh, and you never forget it, correct?
No, you can't. It's,
They say you could
definitely-
take the person out of Hoboken, but not the Hoboken out of the person.
Right. Take me to heaven, take me to hell, or take me back to Hoboken.
There you
That's
go.
the way
I
to go.
love it. I love it. And I guess Vegas is lost because talk to us about how you have a residence for your magic out in Las Vegas.
I've been in Las Vegas for about 10 years now. Left straight out of high school, and I was working on a couple different shows. I was at the Four Queens down on Fremont Street. I was at Harrah's for a while. We did a couple national tours with the show that I was working on. Got to work for Chippendales. That was a fun thing.
Look at that.
yeah, definitely a bunch of fun stuff.
And if you go to YouTube, type in Magic Mike.
Yeah, you'll see a completely different show. It's I just got called back because I was working at Six Flags for Fright Fest for their Halloween thing. That was a lot of fun. And then I immediately got called in for Nickelodeon Universe over at American Dream. So I'm going to be there for the holiday season, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
So if you can, because I know sometimes magic, you can't reveal many
right,
different things.
Exactly.
If you can explain to the audience what you were doing at Six Flags during Fright Fest and what you're going to be doing over at Nickelodeon World.
So basically they dress me up and I am walking around to different groups. If you're out at the park, if you're in the park just kind of chilling and going on rides and stuff, I am your entertainment. I walk around, and while you're waiting in line, I can show you card tricks, or if you meet me at certain spots, we do TikToks and we do a whole bunch of fun stuff. You know,
that's awesome.
It's a lot of teenagers, so you got to be with the whole TikTok wave and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. I would definitely much rather be doing this than working a 9 to 5. So it's good.
And certainly Vegas is lost for now because I know you're probably going to head back. Is the Pulse's game because you are the first magician that we've ever had on the show. I didn't know what to expect. We didn't really prepare for this too much because we want the audience to be, as surprised as I am. Let's just say.
Yeah.
But Mike, one of the things that Mikey, I should say, one of the things that amazed me with what you said earlier was that you left Hoboken. And right after high school, and you went directly to Vegas. How difficult was it to get your start out in Vegas? I mean, I know
extremely hard.
Just explain to me, your path to, becoming one of the I'm going to call you top magicians in Vegas.
Thank you. It was definitely terrifying because 17 years old, you're moving to a completely different city. I didn't know what to expect or what to do. But I knew the route that I kind of wanted to go down, and my background was always musical theater, and I just kind of followed that path. I started working in magic shops. I worked at every magic shop on the Las Vegas Strip, and that was as a teenager. So it just kind of, you meet the right connections, and you start following the right people, and you get to bigger things. And I feel like that's kind of still where I'm at right now in my life, where I'm just still trying to get myself out there as much as possible, but it's definitely a point now where I could look back and say, man, I've done all this stuff for the past 10 years. So that's pretty crazy, and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful.
Yeah, and we're so happy to have you on. All right, I know you have, I think you said 2 tricks.
I do, yeah.
So we're going to start with, go ahead, it's all yours. Let's go with the first trick here.
So, different kind of magic trick, because obviously we're doing the socially distanced thing. I can't necessarily.
Mask, we listen to Dr. Fauci.
Right.
On the show,
Exactly. So I have to change everything because I can't necessarily have somebody pick a card now and all that stuff. So this is a book of matches.
Correct.
There is something in there, but we'll get back to that in a second. And I'm going to leave it here the entire time so that nobody thinks I'm switching anything out or anything like that. Pete, imagine we were sitting at a card table, right?
Gotcha.
And I lay out a deck of cards in front of you, right? But I strike a match, and I tell you, I'm gonna set these cards on fire, straight up. I strike a match and I drop it on the cards. What do you see burning first? Is it the number cards or the picture cards?
I see the picture cards.
Picture cards.
First.
So the kings, queens, jacks. Right.
Correct.
So 2s, 5s, 7s, all burnt up. They're in ashes now. They're in a little pile over there. So now we have these picture cards. Kings, queens, and jacks. I strike another match, drop it on the table. What is burning next, the men or the women?
I would say the men are.
The men. That's messed up, but
I
I will
know.
take it.
Exactly.
So
The women are always right. They say,
right,
Mike, so,
exactly.
you know.
So we'll leave the women alone. Men get burnt up. They're in that little pile of ashes here, but now you have the women, the 4 queens. Queen of diamonds, queen of hearts, queen of clubs, queen of spades.
Still alive, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
still alive.
Still not burned.
But they're about to be. So you
Oh.
take one, you save it. Which one do you want?
I'll take the Queen of Hearts.
Queen of hearts. Are you sure?
Positive.
So the queen of clubs, queen of diamonds, and the queen of spades are all gone. Along with the rest of the deck, all we have left is the queen of hearts.
Correct.
Fair. So inside of here, I have a burnt up card.
Oh, God.
I don't know if you can see that. Everybody's freaking out behind the cameras in case, because you guys can't see that part. I keep it with a paper clip. I don't know if you can
Okay.
see that, so that it's.
Why do I have a feeling this is going to be my card? But go ahead.
And you said it was the what?
Queen of Hearts. No way. That is fantastic.
Magic. How did he do that? I have 52 boxes of matches, and I just pull out the right one at the right time. I'm just kidding. That's not how it works. But the queen of hearts.
I'm a little in shock here.
Good. Awesome. Good.
Mikey V. I do magic. I
do magic.
Holy crap.
Not well, so lower your
Oh,
expectations.
no. Very, very impressive. That is so cool.
Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm walking around with. It's very quick to the point, and it hits hard. So yeah, that's.
I swear on everything. Holy Flash. I did not talk to him before
Nope,
the show.
not set up at all.
Everything.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
swear. I'm like in shock right now. That was so cool.
Cool.
All right, we have enough time for your second trick? Can
Yes,
we get
yes,
to it?
we
All
sure
right,
do.
Cool.
This one, I'm actually a little bit of a shameless plug. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really proud of this.
Right.
I've been working on this for about almost 10 years now. Since I moved out to Las Vegas, this was one of the first things that I started working on. Recently, in the past 2 years, I've been working with a company called Abstract Effects, and they make magic tricks for magicians and for starters. It's just a magic shop online. Started by my friends. They took this deck of cards and decided to produce it for me, and it is dropping next week on the 30th.
Very cool.
So this is Frost.
This is what?
Frost.
Frost.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Um,
I'm just, as you can see, I'm more mesmerized here than anything else.
So,
it's very hard to keep me quiet on my own show.
Oh, I know,
So,
I know. Yeah.
You watch. So.
So we
Okay,
have a deck of cards.
Right?
Yes, I can show you that. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Front and back red cards.
Show the camera, right?
Yes. Deck
Mhm.
of cards. So this is a different kind of card trick because, like I said, I can't have anybody pick one of these cards, but I can have you watch. So here's what
Okay.
happens: is that I rub, and what will happen is that it'll start to look like it goes blank. But not just on this side; it happens on the back too. So we get to see it again. So you rub it, and it goes blank. But here's what's really cool: is that everybody saw the deck of cards before, and now I could show you. I don't know what you were looking at. This is a completely blank deck of cards. I'll show you again. Completely blank. Every single card.
Holy.
I'll show you again. Because
Bleep
if you
this
rub
out,
it,
Greg.
if you rub it, it should look like it starts to come back. But we have to do it on the back. We have to do it on the back too. So you rub it, and then all the cards come back.
Magician Mikey V of I Do That.
Thank you.
I mean, folks, he's got his sleeves rolled up.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
you know, all these people that watched all those old shows on Fox,
Right,
remember,
right.
Magic Secrets,
Yep.
Revealed, you know, the guy used to put stuff in his sleeves are rolled up. That is super impressive.
Yes,
Wow.
thank you so much. It is the
Absolutely.
deck
I
of
can
cards.
see why you made it out
Yeah,
of Vegas.
yeah,
in all
it's
seriousness.
definitely-
Absolutely,
yeah.
All right. So talk to us while I'm still trying to get my thoughts together here. Talk to us about where people can maybe hire you for some magic
Right.
tricks, so on and so forth, and where they can maybe come see you at Nickelodeon Universe.
Right.
So yeah.
So you can definitely catch me at Nickelodeon Universe if you're in the tri-state area, or if not, if you want to come out just to see me.
Exactly.
I'm
can get
at
cheap
Nickelodeon.
flights now.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You definitely can. I'm at Nickelodeon Universe for the holiday season. That's going to be fun. You can follow me at I Do Magic on all platforms, whether it's YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, social media. It's all spelled the same way. I like your eye, do like Scooby-Doo, and then MAGK.
It's great hashtag there. Absolutely.
yeah.
All right, Mikey. Well, unfortunately, we're out of time, but I want you to come back on
Yes,
the polls.
100%.
Because I'm a believer. I believe in Mikey V, Magic Mike, whatever you want to call him. I Do Magic. get on his page. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Pete.
And I'm glad to see a Hoboken, I'm going to call you a kid.
A Hoboken kid.
Doing very, very well. I really am.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely. Folks, when we come back, Josh is going to be on. There won't be any magic, but, there'll be a lot of boring chitter-chatter, so just keep rewatching Mikey's segment. We'll be back. Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, don't forget to visit our Facebook page at the Pulse with Peter B. and make sure you like and follow us on there. We're constantly updating that page with new information. And also on Instagram, for all you grammars out there, make sure you follow us there as well. We're constantly putting these really cool stories, previewing all of our episodes. And if you don't want to DM us through our Instagram or message us through our Facebook, you can always email us. And that's at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Welcome back to the Pulse with Peter B. And we're joined by, I don't know, I'm still a little mesmerized by our last guest, but we have Josh Sotomayor Einstein over here. Josh, were you able to watch some of the magic tricks from the last segment?
I was also amazed. It was quite shocking, the magic that went on.
It was quite shocking, correct?
I'm at a loss for words.
You're at a loss of words. Wow. When Josh is at a loss of words and I'm at a loss of words, you know that there must be...
The
Mikey
end
V,
is near.
Exactly. Mikey V must be doing something right. Exactly. So, do you think politicians in this town could do some magic tricks?
I mean, I think they do the negative type of magic when they make our money disappear. And they definitely apply some magic when they have budget proposals that don't make any sense.
So speaking of money disappearing, why don't we talk about our friends at the Hoboken Business Alliance, right? Because we love to continue to talk about them and their ridiculous tax that they put on businesses during, especially now during COVID times. I mean, the other night I was witness to this. They put these crappy lights along Washington Street. You live along Washington Street, so I'm sure you've seen them.
Indeed.
I'm sure you've tried to hang on them. And
I'm not that tall.
Exactly. I'm glad you admit it finally. Obviously, it might have put some nice ambiance, but the winds weren't as bad as they were last weekend when we had the tornado warnings here. Josh, I saw the light just fall right down and almost hit a senior citizen in the head. Cheap lighting?
So, I mean, yes, obviously it's cheap lighting. Obviously, we've talked about also their sky plants that they put on some,
That's right.
not all of the light posts that serve no purpose other than, I guess, make things prettier for birds.
Mm-hmm.
But these are all things that, whether they're done wrong or done right, could have been done in the normal budgetary municipal process. And these people that love to abuse government and reach further into our pocket, what they do is, like with the Business Alliance, they create a new legal entity, and then they raise taxes, and then the people in City Hall get to say, well, we didn't raise taxes, they raised taxes. But the reality is they authorized them to do that. So at the end of the day, they're reaching further into our pockets, and they're pretending that they're not responsible in the same way that they'll pretend they're not responsible when something falls that they put up and hits a senior citizen.
It's just incredible. Another thing they're doing is that they are doing this Christmas decorating contest now, where they're basically telling businesses, the best decoration's going to get this monetary prize. But what the businesses will tell you is that, wait a minute, that's my money anyway. So you're basically just paying me back, correct?
Well, that's what a lot of government is. They take your money and then they give you a portion of it back. Everyone's always excited when they get their tax returns because they were overcharged by the government. But no one is in that mindset. They're just like, oh, free money. It's not free money. It's money that you earned. And it's the same thing with this program. They're taking money from so many businesses across town, and then they're saying, be happy, we're giving you back some of it. It's ridiculous.
When you shouldn't have taken it from the first place.
Yeah, but that's how government works. Government's essentially a mafia, and they want you to be thankful that they didn't hurt you more.
But it's amazing that the Business Alliance just doesn't give up because they're just not doing anything well.
No, and the truth of the matter is even if they were doing something well,
they're still stealing from...
It's nothing
right.
City government couldn't be doing without them.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about city government, and let's talk about how now, Josh, if you want to go out to a local bar, a gym, and I don't know how long you haven't been at a gym, or a spa.
What? JIM? Who is the gym I'm supposed to go out with?
Exactly.
Not
or
interested
spa.
in gym.
But, more importantly, a bar, you have to now sign yourself in. almost like you're signing yourself into your dorm room at college and so on and so forth. The time, your contact information. Of course, this is for contact tracing purposes, just in case somebody does get sick there. They can contact you and tell you to quarantine or what have you. Is this even legal, what they're asking for?
So it's definitely of dubious legality, but more importantly, we didn't do this at the height of the pandemic. We're nowhere near the height of the pandemic. The hysteric Chicken Littles that like to say the sky is falling all the time because they get off on the power and the attention, like our Mayor Bala, they're just stroking their own ego again by doing this, because they didn't find it necessary to do this when the pandemic was actually scary, when it was new and when numbers were off the chart. Now that there's been a small spike in infections, not followed up by a spike in hospitalizations and deaths, they want to get off on more power and more attention. So they're scaring people by saying we have to sign in, the same way they were scaring people by saying, bars and restaurants have to be closed by 12, the same way Governor Murphy was scaring people by saying indoor service has to be closed by 10. To his credit, and I said it before and I'll say it again, Mayor Fulop, who I'm not a fan of in Jersey City, made the point, as many people are making, that COVID doesn't just come out, at late night. And what they're actually doing by doing these restrictions, whether it's Murphy's, at 10, indoor dining has to be over, or Bala's, that at 12, all dining has to be over. They're pushing the people that would be partying late at night into house parties.
But I was going to say, that's exactly what the businesses are discussing as well. It's like, look, most of the spikes of COVID in the last few weeks came from during the Halloween time, people doing house parties. And now you're promoting this more because now. Let me ask you this, Josh. You go over to your favorite bar. Are you signing your real name and contact information on that sheet?
I have no comment because I'm not quite sure if this is legal or not, but I may or may not. Let's put it that way.
Do you think the majority of people will sign their real name? And
Also, I think people have a tendency to scribble. So even if people do sign their real name, it's going to look like chicken scratch. I mean, we've all seen the problems with making sure people, when they vote, that their signature is the same as their signature on file. So how the heck are we going to avoid that when we're engaging in contact tracing? People, when they get free stuff, always give their fake email address or their fake phone number or a number or email address that they don't use. So this isn't really going to ameliorate that situation. All it's doing is it's picking on not even the bars and the restaurants, because the owners, I have empathy for them, but I have even more empathy and sympathy for the hourly worker that's a server, that's a barkeep, whose life is now more difficult, whose the customers are going to be fewer, and who has less hours because of these edicts from people that aren't connected to reality, that mostly either were in banking, Governor Phil Murphy, or Bala, who was a lawyer. These are not people that were connected to the real world of the working class that staff our restaurants and bars, and many of whom live in town, and now will have less take-home pay as if times weren't hard enough.
Exactly.
The bars and restaurants are an easy target that have been periodically vilified even before COVID by Bala, and before Bala by Zimmer. And you have these not in my backyard, excuse my French, buttholes. All right. I would have made it worse.
We don't have to bleep that.
I would have made it worse, but we're on TV. All right. So imagine what I would have said. Who just want an easy target to pick on and don't understand or don't care that the people that they're actually, hurting are the hourly workers.
Yeah, sad. Well, Josh, we do need to move on because a little earlier this week, I believe middle of the week, we did lose an icon in the New Jersey community.
Very sad.
And he certainly was, I think, I like to say the New Jersey community, but I think that he was also an icon in the transportation world of this country as well. And it's a person that we interviewed several times on this show, and that's Mr. Arthur Imperator. And we want to give our condolences to his wife, Mei Ling, and his whole family, and of course the New York Waterway family, who we're very, very close to. The one thing I remember about Mr. Imperator was, and I interviewed him at 93, 94 years old, and Josh was there for one of the interviews, was just how dedicated he was at his craft. And I think that too many times people try to do too much. Mr. Imperator knew what he had to do, knew what he did well, and he believed in what he did well, and his vision certainly is going to be carried on for generations to come.
And he was a fighter.
Absolutely.
There's not a lot of people out there that will fight for what they believe in till the very end. And Mr. Imperator was, one of those few, authentic American heroes that didn't matter if it was organized crime that was giving him a hard time. Didn't matter if it was a city government that was giving him a hard time. He was going to fight for what he believed in, and God bless him and his family.
Amen. Absolutely. All right, folks, when we come back, more polls for you. We'll be back. Peter Biancamano back with you. Make sure you watch us on cable access every Sunday and Monday at 9 a.m. Optimum Channel 18, Files Channel 46, and Comcast Channel 190. And also, every Sunday, 9:30 a.m., we post our new episode and our segments, our individual segments, on our YouTube page. You're not going to want to miss it. Please subscribe to our channel there. We'll see you there. Welcome back to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano, and joining us is Daria De Lucia of at Hoboken Eats. Again, it's just I'm starting to move here, Daria.
Just rolls off the tongue.
I don't know what's going on here, Daria. So good to see you again. How are you?
It's good to be back. You know, I'm always happy to be talking food with you.
Well, what other? I mean, we're not going to put you on a politics segment, that's for sure. You know, I mean, because Jesus, Josh makes that boring enough. Anyway, different story for a different time.
My head
off. Exactly. So today we are going to be talking about food, as you said, and we're going to be talking about Zach's, located at 232 Willow Avenue in the lovely city of Hoboken. And I believe it's Zach's Oak Bar and Restaurant. I want to get the name correct.
Yes.
Is there actually an Oak Bar in there?
There is.
Whoa.
There is a big bar inside.
Huge.
Huge bar. Huge. And so they have a nice little dining room in the back. You walk in and you hit the bar right in the front, a couple tables around the bar area, then you go to the back and you have your nice little dining room area back there, and it's best of both worlds.
It's amazing. I was born and raised here. That means I've lived here for over 30 years. I'm not telling anybody my age. And,
I'll tell you at some point.
Exactly. Yeah, Daria knows. And I drive by there all the time because it's in a very popular corner of the hospitals right there, obviously. You know, and it's always mobbed.
Always.
Always mobbed.
Always.
And I always say to myself, that's one place I need to try, you know? Why should I go try it, Daria?
Okay.
Talk to me.
And I have a small confession as well. So I lived in Hoboken for almost 5 years now. And before I had moved to where I live now, which is more downtown, I had been there once. And everybody always raves about it. And I was like, oh, it's a little far. Like, I don't know. We go there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner now. Like, obsessed with it. Every time my mom comes in, I'm like, let's go to Zach's. They have a very, very extensive menu there. As in the sense of, if you don't know what you're craving, you can go there and you will find something that you want. You can be craving something, and I can guarantee you that they'll have it on their menu. So they have everything from your traditional.
That kind of sounds like a diner, and I hate to compare
No.
it. I hate to compare it.
No, it's not 10 pages worth of a menu.
Okay, gotcha.
It is one menu, but they have all of the key things. So you go in there, you can get your appetizers. They have mac and cheese. They have nachos. Those two things.
She
right
said
there.
nachos. Follow her at Hoboken Eats, and you'll see all the nachos she
A
posts.
lot of nachos.
Too many nachos. No, I love nachos. You can't have too many nachos.
But the mac and cheese too. They have, in my opinion, one of the best mac and cheeses in Hoboken.
Wow.
Very, very, very good. The cheese is amazing. Like, so good. Truffle fries, like your typical, like those type of appetizers. They have a couple like fun short rib spring roll. The best thing.
What rib spring?
The best thing on the menu. I had it for the first time.
A little different than, I know, like Del Frisco's has a cheesesteak spring roll,
Yes.
correct? Different.
Different.
Because it's short
Different,
ribs.
yes. And then it comes with this dipping sauce. So good, so good.
I don't think she's ever kissed her hand on the show.
We're having a housewarming at some point, and I asked the waiter on the spot, can I order a tray of 200 of these?
Okay, good. Just let me know the time and the place of the house.
Because I'm like, this is all we need to have. This is literally all the people need is the spring roll, the short rib spring rolls. So then you get into more of the menu, and you have cheeseburgers, sandwiches. They make them fun too. There's a Monroe and a Willow. They have a crispy chicken sandwich with coleslaw or an apple slaw and like a hot spicy honey sauce. Yeah, fantastic. Their French fries that come with all of their sandwiches and burgers are amazing, and they give you very hefty portions, which I'm a big fan of.
But please, no.
Okay,
I don't want to interrupt. No,
interrupt.
no,
it's
interrupt. No, you're talking about all this wonderful food, and I'm like, you know, my stomach's.
Salivating.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry for the
Drool.
whatever. Thank you. I was gonna say just spit on the microphone. We're in COVID days right now, you know.
Can't sit on microphones.
Go ahead.
The salads, they have a full menu of salads. I've had the steak salad there. absolutely phenomenal. Very, very, very good. But they also have like a stuffed chicken dish, a roasted chicken dish. They have
Any pasta dishes?
took the words
Took
out of
the
my
words
mouth.
out of her mouth. Sorry.
They have 2 pasta dishes, I believe, and they're
I
not
like
like it's their own fun little twist. They have for appetizers. They also have a calamari dish too. So they're dabble in a little bit of your bar food, a little bit of your Italian food, a little bit of your American food, with your funky spring rolls also. Like they really have some options.
I like the way you said that, dabble, because that's so important, because I feel like sometimes restaurants would experiment a little too much.
Yeah.
But like you said, they have 2 pasta dishes, and I'm sure their pasta dishes are off the hook because of that. Correct?
Correct.
I mean, you know how to do something. You don't want to do
And you do
too
it
much
well,
of it.
and you do it well. Yep.
Right.
And so it's not like, and just to go back to your reference of a diner, in the sense
Mm-hmm.
of they don't have like,
It was a bad
50
reference.
No, but I understand the way I just initially described
Right,
it.
right.
It's not like they have 50 of every type of item. They refine what they have. Like they're making killer sandwiches. They're making killer salads. Their appetizers are just so good. And you can literally go. I've went, and they have brunch.
I was going to drop that.
They
because
do.
every
I
time
knew. I
drive
knew
by,
it was coming.
brunch.
I knew it was coming.
Talk to me about brunch.
So they have your omelets. They have like 1 or 2 omelets. They have an open-faced egg sandwich. They have eggs Benedicts. They have your pancakes and your French toast. Again, there's like 4 savory items, and there's like maybe 7 or 8, egg dishes that they have on the menu. And then they also lead you into like the salads and the sandwiches, because some people like lunch for breakfast too, which I'm guilty of most of the time.
Lunch for breakfast.
But there's been times like,
Have you done that, lunch or breakfast?
oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Well, you did speak about how you order like Chinese food enough to feed a small army on one of the last shows. Exactly. So I'm
But-
sure you've taken out something from the refrigerator
Oh God, yeah.
at 9 in the morning.
Oh, like sandwich, like lunch food, 100%. You never had pizza in the morning at like
Oh,
9
it's so
a.m.?
good. No,
Oh
that
my
is
God.
good. I gotta
Oh
give
my
you
God.
that. Breakfast pizza's pretty good.
Yeah, but what I really like about Zach's too is like it's just you can go there anytime. When Matt and I first moved in, we don't have a dining room table. Like we didn't have really anything at that point. We weren't going food shopping in the first week. We went to
Moving
Zach's.
during COVID times. That's why I'm laughing.
Literally
Sorry.
not well. And we went there, and we got our nice glass of wine. They have a full bar there, oak bar, and and we had our appetizers and our meal, and then I went with my mom, and we didn't really know what we wanted. We wanted everything, but we were also like, just trying to be mindful of ordering a million apps. So we made a dinner out of apps. We ordered nachos, mac and
I
cheese.
love that.
Yep.
My favorite type of dinner is just ordering naps.
Me too. You can
Love
get
it.
everything you want, and it was just fun. And I've also been there twice with my mom for breakfast.
Right.
Like they just have everything you need. The prices are fantastic. Like you're not going. It's not cheap and it's not expensive. You're going out for a really good meal, getting what you want, and it's great.
And that's great. And that restaurant has been there for a very, very
Yeah,
long time.
yeah.
I would say probably close to 20 years because I
Yeah.
remember it. And it just to see it going strong throughout, especially the times we're having right now, is just really, really fantastic. Good date night spot.
Oh yes.
Here she goes.
Oh, 100%. It is a very, very good date night spot, and it's cool because I almost feel like you go into a restaurant, including Zach's, and they have like their different vibes. So you go in the front, and it's the bar, probably a little bit louder. You go in the back, it's more dining room setting, a little fancier, if you will. You go to the outdoor dining at Zach's, indoor dining is also a date night spot, but the outdoor, what they've done, they have heaters there, so that's a big plus. For when it gets colder, but they have almost like a bar area set up. So right along the building, they have high top tables with the high bar chairs. Yep, you go there, and it kind of literally feels like you're sitting in the bar area. Then they have 2 parklets. One on either side of their corners.
Oh, because they have that
They
whole
have the
corner
corner spot. And so
Right.
on the one side, you have like your full-on like tables with the coverings, and it's nice little romantic areas. And then in the front, which would be on they're on Willow, right?
Yeah, Willow.
So on Willow, they have another parklet, and it's a little bit more like low key and more like you get in, get out kind of
Wow.
thing. Yeah, and they have the tables on the actual sidewalk. So
Well, get to Zach's, 232 Willow Avenue. Daria, thank you so much. Daria DeLucia of @Hoboken Eats. Make sure you follow her there. And you want to go to Zach's really quick?
I'm so down.
We got to go. Folks, thank you for joining us this week. Join us next week for The Pulse on everything you need to know. Have a great week, everybody. Take care.
The Pulse with Peter B. is a proud partner of Eyes on NJ.